Good afternoon, everybody. This is Councilman Britt Moore at City Hall calling to order our Finance Committee meeting for January 9th, 2025. With me here are all Finance Committee members, and we will jump right into our meeting. Our first item is 2024-34, considering a contract with Carolina Cat Incorporated. Here comes Tyler Barrier, our Engineering Services Director.
Good afternoon. The item I have today is it's for a contract with Carolina Cat. When the police department moved from Leonard over to Westchester, there was a generator at that location that we moved over to the Operations Center. The Operations Center, MOC, currently does not have backup power. So we did some sizing, and that generator will actually power that facility. So this is a contract with CAT. They'll have to rewire the existing generator, change it from 120 over to 277/480 so that we can use it. They'll have to purchase an automatic transfer switch, pick it up with a crane a couple of times. So this is a contract for CAT to do that work to the tune of $157,113.82.
When do they hope to start and finish?
Well, there's a pretty big lead time on the switch. I think that the lead time on the switch was something like 40 weeks. So we'll go ahead and get some of the stuff ready, and then we'll just have to wait. It's just waiting on equipment at this point. Okay.
If there are no more questions, I will make a motion to approve item 2024-34.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Greg Venable, Transportation Director, item 2025-2.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. What we have before you is a consideration for an amendment, number one, to the Master Equipment Software License and Service Agreement with Delarock Incorporated for Transit Systems Mobile Ferrying System. In 2018, High Point participated in a joint procurement with PART and Greensboro to request proposal from qualified firms to produce a mobile fare payment system. The evaluation team received 7 proposals. Delarock Incorporated submitted the proposal that was the best value to the participating agencies. In January 2020, the City of High Point executed a contract with Delarock to provide electronic fare collection system equipment and services. This amendment will allow the transit system to continue its use of the same system at no increase in transaction fees, as well as provide opportunities for continued partnerships with the other participating agencies in the region. The price for the contract is $137,391. That will last 5 years. The city's portion of this cost is $66,176, with a federal contribution of $71,215. Funds are included in the Transit Division's operating budget. City Council is requested to consider amendment number 1 to the Master Equipment Software License and Service Agreement with Delarock in the amount of $137,391, and to authorize appropriate city officials to execute all necessary documents.
Comments on this?
Nope.
Hearing none. Madam Clerk, for the record, we've got some discrepancy on some papers up here. Okay, so please note that this item is 2025-007, and the previously approved item is 2025-005. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-007.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you. Next from Greg is item 2025-008.
Thank you. This is a consideration of a contract with SRF Consulting to develop a short-range transit plan for the High Point Transit System. Our last plan was completed in 2014. In September, the purchasing division issued an RFP to develop the city's new short-range transit plan. We received 5 proposals that were evaluated by a 3-member team. There were 2 city staff, and then we selected a city staff person from the city of Winston-Salem to serve on that panel as well. The scope of work includes evaluating our existing service and the addition of new service. including microtransit will be included in the plan. The firm will review the system's financials, identify areas for cost savings, potentially could be transit expansion or transit reduction, route reduction potentially, and additional opportunities for increased regional cooperation. There will be outreach and opportunities for public input and comment throughout the process. The not-to-exceed price for the contract is $178,360.63. The city's portion of this cost is $35,672 with a federal contribution of $142,689. Funds are available in the FY 24-25 budget. Again, requesting consideration of a contract with SRF Consulting in the amount of $178,360.63 and authorize the appropriate city staff to execute all agreements.
I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-008.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Next item is item 2025-009.
Thank you. This is a consideration of task order number 2 with Kimley Horn and Associates. Kimley Horn is currently working on the design plans for Triangle Lake Road improvements, the bond project that was approved in 2019. It was determined during the review process that there were changes that needed to be made on the drainage design for that project. Additional work was required that was not included in the original scope. Other areas impacted by this change are the final utility design, the roadway design, and driveway revisions and work zone traffic control plans. Kimley Horn and Associates will provide the additional professional design services for a fee of $118,210.64. Funding is available in the adopted FY 24-25 budget. City Council is requested to consider task order number 2 with KHA Incorporated in the amount of $118,210.64 for the additional design services to Triangle Lake Road Bond Project and authorize appropriate city officials to execute all necessary documents. I'll be glad to answer any questions.
If there are no questions, I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-009.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Our next and last item is 2025-010. We will hear from our Parks and Rec Director, Lee Tillery.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Good to see y'all. Before you is an item in reference to the purchase of a new composite play structure, playground, and the installation at Ocala Marina. The current playground that we have there is about, I think it's around 17 years old. It's pretty high on our list as far as needing replacement. So we do have some money identified in this year's operating budget to replace that structure. So we are recommending to move forward with this through a Sourcewell contract through our city's purchasing policies and purchases from BCI Burke through their local dealer here in North Carolina, which is Bars Recreation out of Pittsburgh, North Carolina, in the amount of $178,349.25.
Any comments? If you go down there, that's an item that's used quite a bit when the weather's good.
It is.
And
Very
it has been for a long time, so look forward to seeing the new one when it's in place.
Daughter got her first stitches there.
Oh, great.
Yeah, under the chin.
We'll tell her to be there for the grand opening. There's nothing else. I'll make a motion to approve item 2025-010.
Second.
There's a motion and several seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes.
Thank you.
Is there anything else to come before finance or any comments after the long break going into the new year? Okay. If there are none, I appreciate.
I'd like to make a comment. I'm so
I was afraid you might. Go ahead.
Well, and I'll say it again Monday at the meeting, but we do have a public input meeting on Tuesday from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Southside Rec Center. So just so that that's out there for the record. Anyway.
Very good. Thanks to staff and all that are preparing for inclement weather that looks like it's coming. Let's pray for a bunch of white snow and not much of anything else. And everybody stay safe and look after your neighbors. If there's nothing else, this meeting is adjourned.